Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy Frank Starfyre, host of the Just to Be Frank podcast. This here is 2022, so happy New Year! I appreciate you for joining me. Basically, I decided that I need to be more engaging with people, more engaged with you fans, you more engaged with just the community overall. And what I want to do is try and go live here on YouTube every week just to bring you a live edition of the Just to Be Frank podcast. Perhaps I'll have a guest in here once I figure out how to pull that off. I'll let you know. In the meantime, um, I want to thank you for joining me so much. If you are out there, feel free to join me in the live comments. Let me know exactly what's going on in your mind. Basically, the basic gist is if you've ever watched the show, and if you haven't, feel free to subscribe right now. Go on over, hit the link somewhere around these parts, and you'll be able to subscribe to the channel. I am, of course, Frank Starfyre, and what I do is I talk to people, man. And this season mostly my boy Sean Wallace in our segment called Agree to Disagree, which has been fantastic. But I've decided that in 2022, I'm going to go live every once a week just to engage with you, the fans, and just try and see the pulse of what's going on out there in the world. Try and see what's going on in your lives. So, if you're out there, feel free to jump in the comments and talk to me. Let me know what's on your mind. Give me a bit of a idea of exactly what's on your mind. The only thing I ever ask is that you be honest, but don't be hurtful. Don't be hateful. You know what I'm saying? Show love to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Even if you disagree, agree, whatever the case may be, keep it peaceful, man. You know what? Because one thing I've noticed is that too often in this world, we don't uh, communicate very well with one another. And one thing that social media has shown is that it's not always the best idea to simply just say what's on your mind without thinking about it. You know what I'm saying? So this is me trying to think about it. So again, feel free to join me here in the comments. Let me know what's going on in your mind. Let's get some thing going here. I'm about to use social media to tell people that I am now live on YouTube, which admittedly is kind of crazy. Uh, So basically, let's see what's going on in the world, man. Because again, I'm not entirely sure what y'all want to talk about. The truth is, I'm open to discussion on just about anything. And one thing I'm definitely not for is censorship. I've noticed a diabolical trend of that happening in in the world right now, and I don't feel like people are getting enough people are I don't believe people should be censored in any way. I don't believe people's thoughts, their ideas. Like I seen they just Twitter just suspended permanently one of the accounts from Marjorie Taylor Greene over misinformation. And my thing is, in this day and age, in all honesty and fairness, isn't the very news, all news, media, misinformation? All news media is misinformation, it's disinformation because their only concern is ratings. And if your concern is ratings, then you've taken the concept of journalism and thrown it out the fucking window. All right. Um, I can't fathom that we've come to a point in this country, in this world, and don't worry about the side. The side is all sorts of fucked up. But coming to this world where we can't engage with one another, can't disagree, and not want to fight. I don't care who the fuck you vote for. I want everybody to be able to voice their opinion. I want everybody to be able to voice their ideas, whether I agree with them or not. Now, to be fair, some of your ideas out there, not everybody, but somebody, a lot of people, a lot of ideas are a bit wacky. Um, but at the end of the day, nobody's voice should ever be silenced by anybody. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't behoove anybody to be silenced in that way. know. So, like I said, if you're out there, please feel free to engage. I'd appreciate it. I don't know if y'all can hear me. I imagine you can. Everything is set up pretty good. I don't need to mute. Share a little bit. Share again. See what we got here. Twitter. Okay. Yeah, we'll post this to Twitter. Why the hell not? I'll use Pinterest. The fuck is Pinterest? This is how you know I don't be on social media. I haven't logged into Twitter in God's know how long. That's the password, because if it's not, I'm fucked. Hey, look at that. There we go. Cool. That's been tweeted. All right, now I need Twitter to get the hell off my damn page here. Thank you. There we go. I decided to tweet that. I'm live, so what we're doing here. Yeah, perfect. But yeah, no, I don't believe in censorship in any way, so let's get that out of the way right now. But I do believe that everybody should indeed try at the very least to be respectful of others. It's a hard-on conclusion nowadays, but let's see what we can do. Let's see here. Just to... So we live right now. We live on YouTube. We having a good time. We chilling. Somebody come engage with me. I ain't gonna end it just because nobody here. I will sit here and drink whiskey and just believe me, I will. I will. Well, we're sending this out to some folks. Trying to get some people watching. Let's get them overseas cats. Let's do that. But as ever, like I said, man, I am, of course, your boy Frank Starfyre. I'm the host of the Just to Be Frank podcast. This is my first ever live stream, and I want to do this weekly to come engage with people and try and have a good time. Just trying to do something new. You know what I'm saying? Give people a little bit of a different, a different side of me. Normally, you only see me when I'm recorded, and while to be fair, that's really me. Everything I say on the show. If you haven't, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. There's a nice episodes for you to binge watch. Trust me, you can listen to this malarkey that I come out of my face with all day. You can see the progression of my hair. See, when I started, I had an afro. Now, here we go. You know what I mean? See the progression of everything, man. But that's one of the things I want to touch on tonight as well. Progression. Stagnation catches everybody. And you know what? Matter of fact, I'm not even going to talk about that. What I'm going to talk about tonight is overcoming grief. And to be honest with you, I'm not a doctor. I don't play one on TV. But I do know grief. We're old friends. And it's one big brown couch, so it's like therapy session here. It's just gonna be my live therapy session with you people. I know grief. Lost a lot of people in 2021, and even before that. And I'm now well aware that I didn't really, I haven't processed it very well. Um, and if I'm being honest, it's probably because I'm from Jamaica, Queens. There's not much emphasis on teaching mental health. You know what I'm saying? There's not so much emphasis on getting help for what ails you in the mind. So it never really ever occurred to me um, that I might need to speak to somebody. Problem with that is I'm not the type of person to just sit there and just quietly talk to somebody in an office. I want to talk to everybody. Hence the reason I host a fucking show. 11. What about that? But hey, again, I am Frank Starfyre. It's the Just Be Frank podcast live stream, and what we're talking about tonight is grief. So if you're out there, if you're in the comments, if you feel like looking, if you're not entirely sure what you're gonna do, come on, engage with me. Tell me, how do you, or how have you, if you have, and I always hope you haven't, but obviously that's not something we can really get. But if you know grief and if you've gotten past it, and no, please, no platitudes. But if you've experienced grief and you've gone through it, feel free to reach out. Tell me about your experience. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, this is to engage with everybody, and it's really just me. You know what I'm saying? Bare bones, simple. You know what I mean? I'm probably gonna sit up on here for an hour. You know what I mean? And talk to people, and hopefully you all join me. I would hope you do. Um, as I always say, I'm an open book. Well, I'm getting messages. Thank you for joining me, whoever you are. I appreciate you. Feel free to engage with me in the comments. Um, Feel free to engage with me in the comments. This is the Just to Be Frank podcast live stream, first of many. And what we're talking about tonight is grief. I'm saying that I personally have experienced a tremendous amount of grief over the past few months, few days, you know what I mean? And it's 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 a bit different, you know. We don't, like I said, we don't normally get taught how to process grief in any way but to go to church, and that really never worked for me because it never brought me any comfort. If I'm being honest, I never found comfort in it, and I don't know what that says about me. But I mean, there's a peacefulness to it, but I never felt comfort there. I never felt comfortable with any sort of religious ideology. I've never been comfortable with the ideas of them. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them just don't make much sense to me. Um, and perhaps that is a me thing. Perhaps that is something that I can't um, decipher within myself. So, but again, this is the Just to Be Frank podcast, first ever live stream, and I don't have a big splashy thing. I am not that type of person, man. I'm sitting here, I'm sipping a little bit of whiskey. I got coffee, I got water. some other things. Yeah, but we live, so we ain't gonna get into all that. Um, yeah, I feel the same way, man. Like, and it's honestly, thank you for joining me, man. The truth is, I feel the exact same way. There's a healing aspect of nature that can't seem to not to fathom. But when I really want to feel connected to to whatever, I go to nature. I go to the woods. You know what I'm saying? And I found that, like I said, I'm from Queens, New York, born and raised, right? But I found a comfort and peace living in here in the mountains where I do now that I didn't necessarily have in the city. And no question, I love the city. I love New York. They've kind of turned my city into a fucking shit show. Fuck you, De Blasio. They've turned New York City into a shit show. But yeah, no, definitely, man. Just a good walk through the woods is a very comforting thing. Even if you are in the city and just you can walk through it or wherever you happen to be. Yeah, I understand, man, and sorry for the losses, man, for real. But I find that a lot of times I know a lot of people. Like one of my best friends, man. Like she grew up entirely in a fucking indoctrination station, and uh, the truth is, when you know her, when you meet her, like you realize how cruel that is to somebody like that. You know what I'm saying? And it's a very interesting thing. Um, but I find that for me, and unfortunately, grief compounds on itself. So if you hold it all in, it tends to explode. And I'm one of those people. Like I hold everything in until it explodes in some manic fucking episode of stupidity. You know what I'm saying? And luckily, I can say I have never hurt anybody, you know, too much. Being honest, and that's the one thing you'll always get from Frank Starfyre. Yes, I did just refer to myself in the third person. Go fuck yourself. But yes, that's the one thing you definitely always get from me is honesty. You know what I'm saying? If I fuck up, I'm definitely gonna tell you I fucked it. Um, and I think that that's something that affords and leads to accountability. Because if I'm honest with myself and with you all, then I can't expect, I shouldn't expect any less from anybody else. So I'll always give you as much of me as you ever ask. I'll always be honest with you. And if I ever fuck up, believe me, I will tell you. And believe me, I fuck up all the time because, admittedly, I'm kind of an asshole. Um, but what we're talking about tonight is how do we get past grief? How do we move past feelings of depression and anxiety and after suffering losses, 2021, 2020, this has been a tough time for a lot of people, and not just here. You know what I'm saying? It's been a fucked up time for a lot of people all over the world, man. And so how do we get, a lot of people have suffered loss and a lot of people are hurting. So how do we help them through that? You know what I'm saying? How do we help it? More importantly, how do we help ourselves when we're the ones experiencing it? You know. So that's what I wanted to talk about tonight. So again, I'm Frank Starfire. Thank you ever so much for joining me. Feel free to talk to me in the comments section. I love to engage with people. Uh, hence the reason I do this. Feel free to definitely subscribe to the channel. Um, Frank Starfire, where you'll find episodes of the Just to Be Frank podcast. You can also follow me on all social media at Frank Starfire6, FrankStarfyre, the number 6. Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? And if you engage with me, I'll engage with you. You know what I mean? I don't mind debate. I don't mind criticism. I don't mind, honesty. But I do want respect. I want you to respect not only myself, but respect yourselves. You know what I'm saying? But by all means, feel free to engage with me in any possible way. You know what I'm saying? It's 2022. We going live at least once a week. You know what I'm saying? And right now, I ain't got no follower. I got one guy. I see one. I see one of you out there. Thank you. Appreciate you. I see one of you out there. I appreciate you. Tell your friends you got a weird guy on YouTube talking shit. But talk to me in the comment section. Feel free to engage. Tell me what's on your mind. I listen. I will sit here and blather skite all night, honestly. But I'm only going to do this for about an hour. But I want to do this at least once a week and get more engaged with people. And yes, I know this eye doesn't work very well. The eye doesn't work at all, if I'm being honest. I used to walk around like this as a kid. You know what I'm saying? Sunlight bothered me always. Very bright. Not a fan of bright lights. And yet, so it just kind of never the eyes never connected. So there you go. Doesn't stop me from doing anything. Still amazing. But I am, of course, again, your boy Frank Starfyre. This is the Just to Be Frank live edition. We're going to do this. Well, I want to do this at least once a week. I want to do it every Monday, starting around like 6 o'clock, 6:30, 6:30, and go till 7:30, maybe 8 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? Because I know prime time. Everybody going to tune out to go watch fucking Monday Night Football or whatever the fuck else be on. You know what I'm saying? Raw, whatever. I'm watching Monday Night Raw. I'm like, I have not watched Monday Night Raw. I'm a SmackDown guy. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to the head of the table, Roman Reigns. He tested positive for COVID. Speedy recovery. And I see Seth Rollins as well. I know they have real names, but they're real fucking names. But yeah, definitely, man. Between around 6:30 every Monday night, and just do a live stream, talk to the people, engage with folks. You know what I'm saying? I'm actually engaged with people on both means, and I hate using phones in this manner, but it definitely comes in handy. But we're also trying to get onto the just try and do new things. I'm trying to do new things in 2022. And one of the things I definitely want to do more is go live and actually engage with people in real time, because when you watch my episodes, I'm having a specific conversation, with specific people. But I realize that there are times when sometimes you want to actually, people want to talk to you live and really pick your brain and see what kind of human you are. Yeah, I believe that. Yeah, man. See, this is why I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it because the truth is, if I want to do this, I recognize that if I'm going to be successful, I have to put more of myself and my time into my own thing. You know what I'm saying? And I always, I appreciate having the gig, but the truth is, the ultimate goal is to stop working for other humans. That's always the ultimate goal, man. And, one thing that 2021, and especially, like I said, is, talking about grief tonight. So one thing that has shown me is that, you have to, you can't say you live life and don't live. Go out and enjoy things. Do the things you want to do. You have to take time for yourself. Whoever the fuck came up with the idea of time, some illusionary shit. Somebody was like, yeah, let's just make, 24 hours in a day. That's how we're doing it. I came up with that. You know what I'm saying? Who decided that, yeah, you know what? Only 24 hours in a day. That's fine. We're from the time the sun comes to the time it goes down and all that, 24 hours. That's it. And we accept it. But mind-bending shit happens when you decide that time doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? But your time, that's the one precious commodity that you don't get back. Time flows ever onward, to quote Parthenax. Time flows ever onward. And if we don't take the time to engage with ourselves and learn with ourselves and really just be with ourselves, and we become jaded individuals. We become somebody that you wouldn't want to be around. You become people you don't want to hang out with. I've been there recently. You know what I'm saying? I became somebody I wouldn't want to be around. You know what I'm saying? And that's grief. That's depression. But I did drop to 178 pounds. You know what I'm saying? I got fucking abs. I ain't had an ab since I was 2. Thank you, Planet Fitness. Everybody fucking talk shit about Planet Fitness. Let me tell you something about Planet Fitness, man. If you just want to fucking work the fuck out and stop and just try and get a little bit healthier, go to fucking Planet Fitness, man. Doesn't matter where you go. Gym is a fucking gym, man. Work the fuck out. Now, I can't lie. This is the depression diet, which I find is the second best diet only to being broke. So shout out to the being broke diet. I have at one time or another been on both. And you see the results. And yes, I say shit like that because I can, and it's fine. But no, seriously, thank you for joining me again. This is Frank Starfyre, host of the Just to Be Frank podcast. If you want to see more of my malarkey, feel free to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, subscribe, all that good stuff. Share it with your friends. Tell people, yo, there's this weird guy. He be talking some slick, crazy shit, and I don't always understand it because he just rambles on, but he seems engaging. I am. But you know, the Just to Be Frank podcast is really just a place to grow and build. It's for conversation. It's designed to have conversations. It's designed to, you know, bring us together. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it's something that I think we all need more of. You know what I'm saying? I realized that a lot of times lately it's been snip, 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 snip. Yeah, you versus us, we versus us. You know what I'm saying? And that doesn't make much sense to me. Everybody's hurting. Everybody's affected. Except for me. I can lick a fucking doorknob and couldn't get COVID. You know what I'm saying? I can lick a fucking doorknob and can't get that shit. I haven't been sick in like God's, I don't know how long. You know what I'm saying? Although my back been hurting lately, and I was a heavy smoker for a while. Not a heavy smoker. I should never say that. No, I'm lying. I probably was a heavy smoker. Thank you, my second person, for joining me. I appreciate you. They left. But you know, it's interesting. Like, think about that, man. You know, a 12-hour workday takes away that much time from your family, and then you've got, I mean, sure, you get more time with them in the interim, but I don't know. I'm iffy on the trade off of that. So, you know, I want to put 24 hours into what I do. I want to put 24/7 into this. You know what I'm saying? Engaging with the people. Thank you ever so much for joining me. I appreciate you. Feel free to jump in the comments. Tell me what's on your mind. We were talking grief, but now we just seem to be, I'm just free flowing all over the place. So tell me what's on your mind. Tell me what you're thinking of. You know what I'm saying? I myself got dumped recently, so that was interesting. And, you know, I admittedly didn't take it so well. But she and I are still friends. So that's a good thing. And I think that's one of those unique traits that not everybody can do. Most people can't be friends with their exes, and I think it's it takes a very unique mindset and ability to do so. Um, but I also believe that, listen, from being honest, like we were saying earlier, I'm not much for the find and comfort in church, but I think if I believe in anything, the only thing I actually have belief in is love. That's it. Like I believe in love. I genuinely do. I think it's a wonderful thing. I can't seem to find it, but I believe in it. You know what I'm saying? But I think that's something that gets lost. And again, in the media of everything, all the splash of everything. You know what I mean? I think we need to engage with ourselves more. We all need to find love. You know what I'm saying? My man Vega says something to right. He says on the song "Love," available for download and streaming on all streaming services. Uh, Check out Jesus Muhammad. So just like that. You know what I'm saying? I'll put in the comments. Oh no, that's not what I want to do. Yep. Check that guy out. You can find that on all streaming services, Spotify, Tidal, all that shit. But it's a dope ass record. It's called Love. Um, where he says you could be from the most fucked up hood in the world, but you smile when you see your girl. Don't front like she your pearl. You know what I'm saying? And that's real. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know. It's like, listen, there's one fact of life I know for sure. Actually, two. It's two facts of life I know for sure. Righty tighty, lefty loosey, and you cannot eat ice cream with a frown on your face. I dare you to try. I challenge you to try. Try and eat ice cream with a mean mug. I dare you. I fucking dare you. I dare you to try. Can't be done. You know what I'm saying? It can't be done. I challenge you. Those are two facts of life I know for sure. Righty tighty, lefty loosey, and you cannot eat ice cream with a frown on your face. You know what I'm saying? But you could be from the most fucked up hood in the world. I bet you smile when you see your girl. That's real. You know what I'm saying? And that's just so. Check out Jesus Muhammad. You can find us on Love on all streaming services and all that. But yeah, man, feel free to, of course, come on the Just to Be Frank podcast. I always am looking for more guests to engage with. You know what I'm saying? To sit down, chat, chop it up with. We really have no standard of conversation. We can talk about anything you want, from aliens to zoology, cryptozoology, even. Yes, I believe in Yetis and fucking Sasquatch and all that shit. I do. I think the chupacabra is a real thing. I do. Fucking do. Because I can't believe that we've come up with all these different legends of things and there's no truth to it. You know what I'm saying? However, I also recognize that it could be people's imaginations running wild from the fact that there were R&D jaguars and big cats in the world, and those predators will fucking eat you. There's that. But again, you can follow me on all social media at Frank Starfyre 6, spelled exactly as you see it on your screen, because that's how I spelled it. I actually think, what's funny? I was talking to somebody recently. I think I want to actually change my last name to Starfyre, and I don't know how people would go with that. So I should set up a poll or something. I think I want to change my last name from to Starfyre. Fuck myself up right there. You know what I'm saying? Frank Starfyre, man. I think I just spilled coffee on myself. I probably did. Yep, sure did. It's because this couch is so soft. It's a very comfortable couch. The big round couch. You know what I'm saying? It might get retired soon. Can't lie. I may not. be utilizing it as much. Um, but again, this is the Just to Be Frank podcast. I live stream first of the year. I'm going to do this every Monday. I'm saying it now, so now I have to. I got to be a man of my word. So every Monday, 6:30 to 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, and then of course you can watch it on the replay. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate it if you do. Um, I want to be able to engage with the people and build more of a repertoire. I definitely want to build more of a fan base, and I would love to get to 1,000 subscribers. I am at 112. So, to be fair, that means there are actually 112 people who listen to the shit that comes out of my mouth, and I am eternally grateful for that because I never thought I'd have 5 people listening to me, 10 people listening to me, let alone 112 different people that actively engage and listen to what the fuck I've got to say. And I appreciate every one of you. So that's why I want to do this so I can reach more of you because I want to be able to reach more people and talk to more people. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I have all the answers. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I know what's right all the time. I can only tell you that what I believe in and based on the what's available to me, the evidence and a knowledge available to me, I can kind of go that way. You know what I mean? I would never tell you what to think. I believe in journalism, which is vastly different from media. You know what I'm saying? Journalism is about facts and then verifying facts and then presenting those facts and allowing you to disseminate those facts utilizing your cognitive abilities. It's not about me telling you what to think or how to think. And one of the things I never wanted, especially for the Just to Be Frank podcast, is to be an echo chamber. I don't want to be able to be challenged on my own ideas. I want to be able um, to be able to learn as much as be able to teach. And I think that that's something that's lost in conversation these days because we're not talking with one another, we're talking at one another. So this is my attempt to speak with people as opposed to at people. You know what I'm saying? And again, on the show, I'm generally speaking, I'm having a one-on-one conversation or one-on-two or one-on-three, whatever conversation with multiple people, and that's perfect. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the big homie Joe Rogan because he's the one that showed me that somebody will listen to a good conversation for 3 fucking hours. You know what I'm saying? Or 2 hours, 1 hour, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But a good conversation, people will listen, especially if it's interesting, if it's engaging, if it's if you're sharing information, even if you're debating, if it's engaging, if it's real, people will listen. And that's something that I appreciate. And that's what I'm hoping for, man. I want people to just be able to have a conversation and maybe open the door to a different level of a conversation that maybe we're not having. Coming from my perspective, I see a lot of times where people are talking about everything, but not everybody's engaged with the conversation. Nobody's listening to just the average person. You know what I'm saying? I'm the average person. Bless you, bless you, bless you. My brother's upstairs sneezing. You know what I mean? Yes, I live with family at the moment because circumstances dictate action. But we all must grow, and that's something that's important. So always keep that in mind. Um, oh yeah, I like that guy. Yeah. I like that guy. Um, right, exactly. It's like you know, my favorite podcasts right now are the Jocko Willing podcast, obviously the Joe Rogan podcast, Drink Champs, um, Ben Shapiro's joint. Um, so the Lex Fridman and I forget his name, Weinstein. They got a great one. Yeah. Lex Fridman also has some. Yes, yeah. He always has some engaging guests on. I like. Obviously, I like Christina P. and Your Mom's House podcast and Two Bears, One Cave with Bert Kreischer. Bert Kreischer's a fucking fantastic. He got a great podcast too. You know what it is? I've been engaged in a lot of comedy lately, and admittedly, I wasn't like always big into stand up comedy, but over time, my friend Lourdes, she's a stand up comic and she's fantastic, and I think I started paying more attention to it when she started doing it. You know what I'm saying? And it's interesting how that works in that way. And one of the things about the Joe Rogan podcast was I'd never heard of Dan Carlin or Lex Friedman until his podcast, or Ben Shapiro. Like I would have never known these people. But I recognized, one day while smoking weed that I need to, if I'm gonna engage with the most intelligent people and the most thought-provoking people, I have to also listen to the most engaging and thought-provoking and intelligent people. And I love listening to people that are smarter than me because you always should be one. Knowledge is a lifetime pursuit. You know what I'm saying? Knowledge should never be a stopgap. You should always be learning. A thirst for knowledge is something that it should be paramount to everybody because the more you know, the more you grow. I think I just fucking quoted some Schoolhouse Rock shit or some crazy shit like that. I don't know. For those of you who are younger, Schoolhouse Rock was how we learned that bills in the Senate don't do shit. Nobody does shit. And they tried to teach us that as kids, and we didn't listen. You know what I'm saying? The motherfucker the bill sits on the steps of fucking Congress and shit and talk about, I'm just a bill. You know what I'm saying? But he literally never left those steps. And it taught us, even as kids, like, yo, it'll go there, but ain't shit gonna happen because people don't fucking do shit. That's a whole nother episode that we're definitely gonna do. Maybe I'll do that next week. It'll be frankly speaking on politics. Next week we're gonna talk politics. Big time. Like I said earlier, I'm not a fan of censorship in any way. The fact that Twitter, right, you know what I'm saying? I wanna give more, I wanna learn more, and the more people you listen to, whether they're right or wrong, you know what I'm saying? But to listen to other people's thoughts can help anybody find even more enlightenment in their own thoughts. And that's why I'm totally against the concept that Twitter can ban anybody or anybody has the power to ban anybody over speech that they don't like. I'm not for that shit, man. I think that's so fucking terrible. Like, you should never have to. The First Amendment grants you the right to speak your fucking mind. Freedom of speech, freedom of press, freedom of religion. You get all that. First thing out the gate, you get those freedoms. Then number two comes in, just in case the first one don't work out so well. But nobody should be censored in any way, especially no conglomerate ass company should have the power to censor somebody simply because they deem what they're saying to be misinformation or hate speech or anything like that. You know what? I see. This goes back to having the one eye thing. Virtual reality, I'm afraid to try it because like my equilibrium is fucking off. I'm going to hurt myself. I'm going to walk into a fucking wall or through a glass window or some shit because my depth perception is off in reality. I don't think I should add virtual reality to that. But if Elon Musk finds a way to graft a tail to me or give me wings, I'm gonna let him do it. What? Okay, well then fuck it. I guess I gotta try the motherfucking VR shit. Wait, does his virtual self have one eye? Or does he only have one eye in reality? Huh. Interesting. I tried VR goggles once. Me and my ex, we went to New York for my birthday, and they had this thing at the mall where you put on the goggles and you sit in the chair, and we did the whitewater rafting thing, and I can't lie, that shit, I was it was fun, but I did get a little motion sick, and oh, okay, that's dope. Oh shit, see the fucking it's that metaverse. The metaverse is the first step to the matrix, don't you think? Yeah, is the metaverse the first step to us actually integrating with machines? You know what I'm saying? Like I wonder about that. You know what I'm saying? Is the like I'm almost 40. So this is true. I'm almost 40, so a lot of the newer technologies, like listen, the truth is well, it's funny. If I've seen how the movie ends. And I say that to say like artificial intelligence and sentient life in that way, I think it would lead to the eradication of humans because if you create something that's designed is to save people, it may come to the idea. Um, okay. I'm not up on Second Life. I know I've heard of it. I know I've heard that term, Second Life, before, but I've never actually engaged with it enough to try and figure it out. You know what I'm saying? And this goes back to my want to build a bunker in a mountain somewhere where it's a fallout shit. We're gonna build a bunker, start a new life. I don't think you're allowed to listen. If YouTube ever allows me to smoke live on joint, believe me, I will. For now, I'm gonna sip this whiskey. It's coming up on 7 o'clock. I've been on for 47 minutes. Of course, again, I am your boy Frank Starfyre, host of the Just to Be Frank podcast, available on YouTube, Spotify, Google, Apple, all that jazz, wherever you find shit. We're talking right now. We were talking grief, and now we're talking the metaverse because I don't know. You know what's funny? And it's gonna sound weird. I think it's really just Mark Zuckerberg. He creeps me the fuck out. He does. He's a very creepy fella, and I can't understand what it is about him that it is. I think he's a fucking robot. I think Mark Zuckerberg is like an AI robot because that's the fuck he acts like. He acts like a fucking robot. Like his programming doesn't allow him to do or say or experience certain shit. I don't know, man. But again, if Elon Musk finds a way to fucking graft a tail or wings or even just take this fucked up eye here and put a camera in this motherfucker, that I would do. That I would do. 100%. I would do that. Yeah. I'd walk around with the ability to wink and take a fucking picture all for the rest of my days. Yes, I would enjoy that immeasurably. I would. I think I would enjoy that. But we on here talking everything, but I'm gonna get off of this in an hour. But I do appreciate everybody who did join in. I appreciate you for joining me in the comments and talking with me about everything, man. I appreciate you. Um, looks right me as a socially awkward super nerd that found himself with too much money and too much attention and no idea how to handle either. Yeah, robots. What the fuck I said? What the fuck? I don't see how we said anything differently. That's exactly what I said. That is precisely what I said. Word up. That's precisely what I said, man. Word up. That is precisely what I said. That's exactly it. He's a weirdo. He's a very strict. No, I'm not. That's foul. He's not a weirdo. He's not. He's not, man. You know what he is? He's like you said. He's a socially awkward nerd who got a shit ton of money and was like, well, metaverse. He's playing his Yu-Gi-Oh card right now. He's doing down like metaverse, like in attack mode. Like, yeah, I know Yu-Gi-Oh too. I play that shit. Uh, he threw that shit down. And it was just like waiting, and now he's waiting 4 episodes for Yugi to make his move. Much like you would wait like 10 episodes with Goku charging before he made his attack. You know what I'm saying? Or talking for 37 episodes. That's one of the reasons I didn't enjoy as dope as Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball, all that shit is. It's annoying as fuck because I don't want to watch 47 episodes of you charging up your fucking energy before you actually engage in battle. Fight, motherfucker. Damn, you're supposed to be the biggest badass Superman on the planet. And yes, Goku ain't nothing but motherfucking Japanese Superman. Kiss my ass if you think otherwise. But peak similarities. The only thing he don't got to deal with is the moon gives him power instead of the yellow sun. It's fucking Superman, okay? And Piccolo is Batman. or rather black man. Say that. Piccolo black man. Say that. But I'm about to end this bitch right here. I appreciate you for joining me as ever. Again, you can, of course, subscribe to the channel. Feel free to watch past episodes of the Just to Be Frank podcast. I'm about to wrap up season 4. I've got a couple of great guests lined up for the remaining few episodes for this season. Final episode of the season is going to be a great one. Trust me. And then I'm going to start right back up season 5. And yeah, I approach this shit like it's TV season because that's what the fuck I grew up on, man. Word up. Oh, hold the fuck up, man. Hold the fuck up. Hold the fuck up. I want to say, thank you very much, man. I appreciate you. You know, I'm going to close with this. Like I said, 2021 took a lot of great people, man. DMX, Michael K. Williams, Black Panther, whose name escapes me at the moment because I've been sick of whiskey. And I was hoping we'd get out of 2021 without suffering loss of people that we see, man. Betty White. Betty White was one of the most talented and hilarious human beings I've ever borne witness to. I used to watch the Golden Girls, my grandmoms, and her comedic timing, her unique character, the quirkiness she brought to that character is something that is going to bring immeasurable joy to people for years and years to come. As long as Earth is alive and we can keep, putting that into print and digital and keep it going, man, But even before that, she was a thespian and a dancer and a singer and actress for eons. She's been around for eons, man. She was 99 years old. And I just want to close this by saying rest in peace to Betty White, to DMX, to Michael K. Williams, to everybody we lost in 2021. Your memories, memory is an interesting thing, and again, bringing this full circle right back to grief. We mourn. We mourn a lot of different things. We mourn passing of loved ones. We mourn the endings of relationships. We mourn, just loss. We mourn. And it's a different process for everybody. And grief is, and one of the best things I ever read, or one of the best quotes on or comments on grief, weirdly enough, comes from uh, a series of Marvel comics called Fallen Sun: The Death of Captain America, and there's an issue in it where I think it was written by Jeff Lowe. Probably have it sitting right here on my shelf. Because I want to do it justice. It is. I thought it was on my shelf. It is not. Okay, so either way, all right. So it's not on my shelf. But basically, it's a conversation that Wolverine is having, that Logan is having with Peter Parker, and in it he says, you know, grief is like a hole. It's in your gut, and over time it fills in. And then you hear a song on the radio, or you smell perfume in the air, or the wind blows from the east instead of the west, and it just opens it right back up. And that is very true. It takes time, and you never really ever get over anything. You simply just integrate it into your life. You just learn to live with it, you know? But sometimes we feel like we are going through it alone. And one thing I always will say to you is that if you have friends, you have family, talk to somebody. You have somebody to speak to, talk to somebody. Don't be ashamed to cry. There's no shame in that. Don't be ashamed to express how you feel. There's no shame in that. Don't be afraid to tell somebody you love them. Take the time to tell somebody you love them. And take the time to love yourself. Because that's important too. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes we forget that within the daily grind of everything, but take time to love yourself. And don't be cheap with it. Love everybody. Everybody who's in your life, and they show you that they're worthy of it, even if they don't. Love them anyway. Don't allow somebody to take you out of being who you are. Frank Starfyre. Say it again. Don't allow somebody else to take you out of being who you are. Unless who you are is a loathsome piece of shit, in which case, then yes, let somebody help you become somebody better. I'm Frank Starfyre. This has been the Just to Be Frank podcast. First ever live stream that I've ever done. And I appreciate all who did pop in, everybody who joined me. I've got Sensaka on the comments section joining, rocking out with me, man. I appreciate you for joining me and sharing your perspective as well. You know what I'm saying? I'll see y'all next Monday. This has been the Just to Be Frank podcast, first ever live stream. Feel free to watch it on the replay, because that's what you're going to have to do if you missed it. But thank you for joining me. I do appreciate you as ever. Feel free to definitely subscribe to the channel and hit the like button, hit the subscribe, share. Let people know you know your boy Frank Starfyre. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you for joining me as ever. One love. Abracadabra. Peace.